Hey there everybody, it's JP1970. Welcome back to another video. This video is going to be a little bit of a departure from the videos you're used to. Oh, those are beautiful. Okay. Today I'm going to show you how to make some St. Louis style pork spare ribs the easy way. What you will need is one rack of spare ribs. These are the St. Louis style. You are going to need some apple juice. You're going to need a little bit of mustard, and you're going to need a rub. I've got a couple different rubs here. This is a mesquite rub that I've been using, and then this is a new one that I'm going to be trying out today. So let me show you what you're going to need to do to get these spare ribs ready. First of all, you're going to need to put them on some aluminum foil. I use an oversized foil so I can wrap it up when I'm all done. But what you're going to want to do, first things first, is you're going to want to, this is the meat side, you're going to want to flip this over to the bone side, and you see all this? This is the membrane. All that along there, yeah, we don't want that, okay? So we got to get rid of that. So what we're going to do is we're going to need, what I use is I just use a butter knife and a paper towel. And what I do is I just kind of stick my butter knife in here, kind of feel around for a spot where you can get in. Feels like I might have something there. So you just want to separate this membrane from the actual rib. And it's on there pretty good. Here we go. Okay, I got it started. So you're going to just kind of want to, you don't want to poke the meat. Okay, you just want to kind of get that started. Now once you get it started a little bit, take your paper towel and start tearing it off. And this gets easier with practice, but you just want to kind of get as much of that as you can off of the rack. And as you can see, I got that started, and you just want to kind of tear it away as best you can. So yeah, that stuff is tough. You do not want that messing up your ribs. So now it leaves a fair amount, and like I say, you just want to kind of work that off as best you can, and a paper towel really helps to get that off. And you just kind of work at that for a little while and get what you can. Get all this fat, not all of it, because some of it will give you flavor, but I definitely want to get this membrane off. You hear that? That was my oven. Now, while I'm prepping this, I've been preheating the oven. What I do is I preheat the oven to 225, and I'll be cooking it for 3 hours. This is a two-step process that I do, where I use my oven, and then I also use my grill. All right, you still with me? I like to get my mustard, and I like to, this kind of acts like a glue. So you want to cover the ribs pretty darn well. Okay, so once you get the membrane off of the ribs, you want to go ahead and cover them with mustard like I've done here. And then I recommend also that you get some gloves. Otherwise you're going to get, it's kind of a mess. Okay, so you're going to want to cover that, get that mustard all over, nice and good. And then this makes this a little bit easier, okay? You can just kind of wipe your hands off a little bit. Make sure you have plenty of paper towels. Now, today, I'm going to try this This is a local rub that's available. I just found it at the grocery store. You probably have something similar. What I like about this is it's got brown sugar, and brown sugar is it adds a real nice flavor to the ribs. So again, I haven't used this before, but I did go ahead and remove the cover. So you just you want to cover this generously. You want to really get that rub all over, because this is going to put a nice coating on your ribs. So you get that all over. Go ahead and rub it on. Pat it down a little bit. Get it down on the sides. Okay, when you're happy with that, go ahead and flip it over. Get that centered on your aluminum foil. Again, wipe your hands real quick so you're not making a total mess of things. And time for more mustard. So, go ahead, put a nice coating of mustard all over the ribs. You don't really taste the mustard, but it just acts like a glue. So then get that all over the ribs. Down on the sides. Okay. This really makes cleanup easier working with these gloves, I find. So, now, take your rub, and we're going to generously cover these ribs. And then we're going to kind of pack this down. Yeah, see, I feel like I want a little bit more. Okay, there we go. Pretty good coverage. So now at this point, you can remove the gloves. Go ahead and put those in the sink. Got my nice clean hands. Take a look at it. Looks good to me. Looks good to me. Now, the final thing I do before I put it in the oven is I put a little bit of apple juice. And there may be better ways to do this, but I'm just a bachelor on a budget. So what I do is I just kind of tint this up. And I just kind of pour a little, not an exact science, probably about a third of a cup, maybe a little bit more. And I just kind of put that in there. Okay, so now we just kind of tint this, get it wrapped up nice. And now, while you've been doing this, you've been letting your oven preheat. As you can see right there, we're at 225, and I'm going to throw this in the oven for 3 hours. So here we go. Throw it in there. 225 for 3 hours. Hey, welcome back everybody. It's JP1970, and guess what time it is? We are winding this thing down. We got just 10 seconds to go, and my ribs will be cooked. Now, the next phase, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some barbecue sauce on them. I personally like Sweet Baby Ray's, sweet and spicy. But you may have something that you like better, so that's fine too. All right, let's go ahead and pull these out. Using the old one-handed method, I'm going to set them right there on the oven and let them rest. Pull that back. Oh, let's take a look. What do you think, folks? There they are. Wow, that looks good. Now let me grab some tongs. Let's just check something here. So, oh, see that? Oh. See See that? See how flexible they are? That, my friends, is a very good thing. Okay, so I'm going to let them rest for just a minute. Then I'm going to move them over to the counter, and we're going to put some barbecue sauce on them. Now, one thing that I've learned just in cooking these and experimenting with cooking these is we're not going to put any barbecue sauce on the bone side. When we throw these on the grill, we're going to throw them bone side down, meat side up. And this is just to kind of smoke them a little bit, give them a little bit of that barbecue treatment. And I've found what happens when I put barbecue sauce on the underside, on the bone side, sometimes the sugars in the barbecue sauce will actually char the ribs, which, let me tell you, isn't a deal breaker. It's not terrible, but I'm just going to try this time and see how it works. We need our brush and we need our barbecue sauce. So I am going to shake this baby up. Technically, these ribs are cooked. You could eat them right now if you wanted to, but I want to kick it up a notch. So I'm going to put a little barbecue sauce on here. Okay, we're finishing that off. I'm going to let that set upside down for just a minute, and I'm going to go ahead and use my brush and just kind of paint this on. You want to get down on the sides. That's why I like using this brush. You can really get it down there on the sides, get it all over. And that, my friends, is ready to throw on the barbecue. Now, what I did was about 20 minutes ago, I went out and preheated my grill. So let's go take a look at that, and I'll bring the ribs out the second trip. Okay, now I've got the heat, the setting very low, because remember, you don't want to, they're cooked, they're done. So you just want to throw them on there and just kind of get that barbecue treatment going. So let's manhandle this thing. Oh, and on it goes. Close that up. I'm going to close that lid. And now we're going to let it sit on there for about 20 minutes. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. It's time, everybody. All right. Okay, so let's see how they're doing. It's been 20 minutes at about 325. Oh, take a look. Oh yeah, and they still got a little chard on the bottom. That's good. Oh, those are beautiful. Okay, so here's my cutting board. Transfer it onto there. Gonna need my tongs. There we go. Those ribs are done. Let's move this inside. Look at that steam just coming off of them. Cut a few off. Put these in the sink. Okay, now I want to let them cool for a minute. But it's hard to be patient. It's just so hard to be patient. Oh. those are delicious. All right, folks. Well, this has been JP 1970 showing you how to cook some ribs, bachelor on a budget style. Total investment south of 20 bucks. Throw a side with this, and you got a heck of a meal. Finger licking good. All right, everybody. Thanks for checking out this video. Until next time, be well. See ya.